What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Invest Iowa. Today, we are getting a little bit ahead of yourselves because we're talking about land and discussing how acres work in the state of Iowa. And for that, we have Jason Ring with us today that is going to walk us through the process of what that looks like, how is it different from the urban developments, and all of that good stuff. I really appreciate you coming and just taking some time to talk to me about this entire. You're actually the first person that is going to talk in this podcast about the outside of the Des Moines Metro.
Yeah.
So no, I'm excited. I'm excited. If you could just go ahead and introduce yourself, why should we listen to you, who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Sebastian. So I'm born and raised Iowa. Don't ever plan on moving. I've grew up hunting on farms, everything. So I'm very familiar with different programs of how you can make land work for you, payments, residuals, things like that. I can kind of look at land and see different opportunities that you can do with it. Just a whole array, whatever you're looking for. So not only the developmental things that everyone wants in the hot market of Des Moines, out of the United States, I feel very strongly about that. But if you're looking for rec land or just a little slice of heaven, I can certainly help you with that, and even just have the discussion of what to look for.
Where do you currently live?
I currently live in Norwalk.
Norwalk?
Yeah.
More of a rural area?
No, just right in town.
Right in town?
Yeah, because I can't talk my wife into moving out to acres, and I can understand that because that's a lot of work.
Still still a small town, and then...
Yeah. For now, it's a small town. We're definitely...
For now?
Yeah. Norwalk is definitely... It's a smaller town, but we got a lot of opportunity, a lot of infrastructure going on. Actually, currently... They just released the name. It's going to be the Greg Young Sports Complex. It's going to have 4 or 6 ball fields on it. That's going in. It's really exciting.
That drives people into the town.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really taken off. We've already had the single-family homes blowing up there the last, 5-6 years, really grown. The Cumming area, the Meadowbrook. Anyone that's familiar with the area, Meadowbrook's the first agricultural community in Iowa. It's really cool concept. Kind of marries what Iowa's about, farming communities, living off the land a little bit, kind of togetherness. Everyone, they have events every Friday, during the summer anyway. And it's just a really cool concept.
Gotcha.
So Cumming's a nice area, which is just outside of Norwalk. So
Norwalk. So let's take it back to you for a second.
Yep.
So what do you have a current full-time job?
Yeah, currently I've been driving truck for shout out Hy-Vee for 18 years.
18 years.
Yeah. So it's just real estate's always been a passion of mine, and with my father-in-law being in it, we talk real estate organically every day, things like that.
So how do you relate real estate? Like, what do you do in real estate?
So what do I do in real estate?
Yes. How are you involved with real estate?
So I'll help buyers, sellers with the real estate. We work as a team. My father-in-law, my wife, and I, we're a 3-person team that work dealing with any customer's needs with that.
Gotcha. Are you guys like your own broker or?
No, we're with Remax Concepts.
Remax Concepts. Gotcha.
Yeah.
On the rural areas.
Yeah, rural. Well, Norm and I specialize in the rural, the acres, the farm type properties. My wife Jenny is in the single family area, so that's kind of we're a one-stop shop. So
Gotcha. So
sure.
Is land still considered residential?
So, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, yes and no. I mean, that's where it gets interesting because there's
Okay.
buildable land, and then there's just land that it's not buildable. So that's going to be more your classification of rec land, and that's going to be where you can hunt it, or, I mean, it's kind of a generic term that we use, rec wise, but there's also other things that you can do with it to have passive income, such as put some cows on it for pasture, or there could be programs if it's timber where there's forestry programs that you could get residual money from,
Gotcha.
or there's federal programs with the CRP. There's all sorts of different programs out there that are federal funded
A lot
and
of
that you can enroll those acres into to get residual money off of.
Gotcha. Is there a lot of government involvement in farming?
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, as far as, yeah, I would say yes.
Okay. I'm only
As far as
familiar.
as programs go, yeah.
Gotcha. I'm only familiar with the residential side
Yep,
of things.
yep.
So, could you walk me through um, what are your customers like, right? Because for residential, single family homes, like you're talking about your average husband, wife, one, two kids,
Yeah,
right? They're
yeah.
looking for their single residential.
Yeah.
Is that still the case for land?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, as far as a family concept, it's no different. It's just different, different goals, different life goals, things like that.
What type of goals?
Whether they want to be, how typically it's how close they want to be to a neighbor, things like that. They just want a little bit more privacy, or they want to be able to be a little more self-sustainable for themselves, having their own livestock, growing a little bit, having a nice garden, things like that. Kind of living off the land, a little bit, just being a little more self-sustainable is kind of a common thing as well. So
Gotcha. Okay, so it doesn't change too much.
no, as far as the family dynamic, no,
Okay.
not at all.
So for a farmer to get a loan,
Yep.
does he have to prove that he has income, or can he use the land as a source of income to just like an income
Yeah,
approach?
yeah. I mean, there are, and I mean, there's definitely. I'll divert that primarily to the lender as far as the educational,
Yeah.
the thing with that. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely different programs that they can do to through federal things. Basically, they're going to do everything they can to
Yeah.
get them into that, because America needs farmers. That's flat out. I mean, that is a very important thing that we as a society need to understand to support your farmers and the local, your local pork producers, your local beef producers, chickens, things like that. You've probably seen the price of eggs lately. That actually is a lot to do with the bird flu. But I mean, all these make an impact, and it's just what I believe in is supporting your local people, your local small businesses, and your local providers. And farmers are the backbone of that.
So, just a quick question: are farmers going down in numbers and population? Is the population of farmers decreasing?
Yes, yeah, because it's through time, it's harder and harder for a small farmer to make ends meet with the price, the cost of goods going up. And it's, as much as they try, and I mean, the American farmer is, I'll challenge anyone to outwork a farmer. It's not going to happen. And it's not lack of work. It's it's the money, where they can get drove out. And so where it kind of gets to be a perfect storm is when the small farmer is up against, and they might just have a couple hundred acres to farm. That's really hard to pay for your fertilizer, your seed every year. God forbid if you had a really horrible planting season, wet seasons, things like that. It's solely dependent on the weather, something you flat out can't control. And if that doesn't succeed and go all the right way, where are you at the end of the day? And you only had a couple hundred acres, and you're going up against, and then you have corporations or mega farmers that have tens of thousands of acres that, primarily that's what's carrying them,
Okay, so would you say that this mega farmers are weeding out your basic small town farmer?
Yeah. It's getting more and more challenging for sure.
How is this a problem?
Because again, I believe, this is my opinion, it comes down to money because of the cost of goods. The equipment is hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I have seen it.
For one piece of equipment. And Farmer Joe over here that has a couple hundred acres has had the same piece of equipment. He's making it work, but it might not do as efficient as the brand new $500,000 combine. You know what I mean? So he's going to have to work twice as hard to do the same amount of work. And money, right? It's not as efficient. And it really does come down to the bottom line. So that's it. I mean, it's also a part of evolution. I mean,
do you think that eventually we're gonna have small farmers being subsidized by the government?
It's possible. Yeah, I mean, I think they already are through a lot of programs, a lot of bills like that. There are plenty of some programs out there that do already pay like that. But I guess when it comes to acreages and the land and things like that, I think a good outlook to offset some of this and to take control of your own house is to get a little piece of dirt and learn how to plant a garden and not rely on someone to do all that for you. Do what you can to help yourself out. I guess I like to live by philosophy of control what you can control. And if you can control as much as you can with planning and producing your own products, I think you're going to be happier and a lot less stress at the end of the day.
Are all the people that you help as a seller, as a buyer, farmers?
No.
No?
No.
What are they then?
They're just.
I guess what I'm trying to figure out is.
Yeah, these aren't just farmers. Frankly, I help very few farmers because farmers, what you're thinking, farmer, like row crop farmer.
Yeah.
A lot of those farms are sold at auctions, and typically that farmland is gone because they're the neighbor. A lot of that goes because they want to extend their farm because they're right next door and they're neighbors, and you don't even hear about it.
Oh.
So it's done more private party than it even comes to market. It's very, very common for that row crop stuff.
That makes sense.
That farm, and it's for a farmer, it's definitely beneficial to have your connecting farms, right?
Yeah.
So close proximity, things like that. It's definitely more of a word of mouth.
Yeah.
So very few. Frankly, in my career, I've not helped particularly the row farmer, the crop farmer, something like that. But it's the person that is looking for, 5 to 20 to 50 acres, wants to have a couple horses, some cows, maybe have a little bit of timber to hunt, things like that. They just want that
Lifestyle.
lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So when we talk about urban development, what do you think is going to happen to areas such as Winterset, maybe Edel? It's already happening on the, what's the city on top of Altoona? Carroll? No.
Bondurant.
Bondurant.
Yeah.
Like the cities are starting to see this exponential growth
Yes.
that just every time more and more. What do you think is going to happen to rural areas like that?
Yeah, so it's a great question, and that's again on the evolution, and that's what gets me really excited about Des Moines and where we're at. I mean, we have a lot of big plans that are going to be breaking ground. Already have broke some ground on some of them. We got Apple over in Waukee.
I did see that.
Facebook in Altoona, Altoona,
Amazon
Bondurant
in
area.
Altoona and also
Amazon.
in Grimes.
Yep. I mean, you got Microsoft that's in town. These guys are not coming here just picking a spot on the map and just saying, "Here, let's go there." They're coming here for a reason. They know that we're at an excellent location. We have great workers and good things to offer, and so that gets me really excited about where we're at, our future of the area, and just the more things to come, because they come brings people bring dollars, all that equates into more development of restaurants and hotels and more housing, and more jobs for everybody. We all win. It's a great area. I love Des Moines.
So, what are your thoughts on someone that says, I'm going to buy acres around that area that is starting to get this urban development?
I say, call me.
That was good. What would you tell them? Why is that a good choice?
Because land is the only thing they cannot reproduce. You will never lose on land, ever. I can't stress that enough. Like, anytime you can buy land, buy it. Doesn't matter where it's at. Buy it.
Does it depreciate?
Huh?
Does it depreciate? Does land depreciate? That's a good question.
Rarely. No. I actually, to my knowledge, no. I've never seen it. It's a great question.
Because there is a fixed amount of land, no matter.
Yeah. Have you,
Okay,
unless,
I could see it.
I mean, until we can buy the moon or move to the moon, the Earth, what we have is what we have. So it's supply and demand. And if it's already used, it's just not going anywhere. And you can't reproduce it. So it's the one thing.
So an investor probably know this, but will probably know this. But when you're talking to an investor, why would an investor buy land? Like, how will numbers impact that decision?
Why would an investor buy land is, again...
Is this a long-term strategy that we're talking about? Or is this like...
Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah. But I'm just trying to figure out what type of investor will be looking to buy land. Because I don't think a flipper is going to be interested in land, right? So what is somebody that is going to do construction in the building, and the land? I mean.
Well, that's where it gets, to me, it gets fun, because you have such an array across the board. It's, what do you want? It can be anything. So it just depending on location and how that land lays, things like that, or what are your goals, right? So you have land speculators that buy land. They look at an area. outlying from, let's take it from the Des Moines Metro, because that's what we're here for, talking about, is they're going to look out to Colfax, and they're saying, okay, I believe that in the next XYZ years, we're going to expand out to this far. So they're buying land now for X amount, and they know that somewhere down the road, they're going to get this much more for it because we're going to grow there. And that's their belief. And that's a land speculator. So that's definitely more of a long-term play. You have your developers that are buying land in West Des Moines or Ankeny, where everyone's fighting, and for every inch, and they're selling land by the foot, you know? So it's literally whatever your goals are and it depends on location. As cliche as it sounds, it's location, 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 for sure. So, and I mean, it's all the goals through there, for sure.
What do you, now let's bring it back to sellers and buyers that you're helping. Why will somebody sell
Land
besides outsider circumstances?
Because, I mean, I mean, whatever their goals are, but I mean, it's, maybe they bought it at the right time. They saw the market come up, you know, and they sell, and there's things called 1031 exchange.
Oh yeah.
Where that's a great opportunity to take that and roll that into a bigger piece or a better place, better location, things like that. And, you know, I see that a lot.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So let's bring it back now to working full time. When do you have time to do all this?
I'm a machine.
How?
Machine. Basically, I've poured water on myself and I've multiplied myself, and I am in everywhere at all times. No, but for real, like, so
how many hours are you working a day?
I don't even keep track because it would drive you nuts. I literally have no idea. What the beauty about real estate and my lifestyle that I currently have is I have an amazing team. Obviously, it's my wife, which is amazing, and my father-in-law, and you can't get better or ask better than that. And so we work very seamlessly, and so all three of us bring something to the team and work together. And what's amazing for me is I have the drive and the grind. I'm always talking I'm setting up phone calls, networking, things like that. And you can do that from anywhere in the world. So when I'm in Chicago or driving from Des Moines to Chicago, I'm having my calls. And I mean, so it's nothing for me to be on the phone for 10 hours, you know, call after call, setting appointments. And when I'm back on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, that's my boots on the ground. If it needs to be more than that, we have Norm or Jenny that'll absolutely take care of anything we need.
So you do all your calling while you're working?
Yes.
Oh, you're doubling your time now.
Double dip, baby.
Smart way to do it.
Yep. I'm pretty proud of that. I've figured out a good routine, and it's paying off. It's really, and that's the beauty, I think, of where I'm at right now. Is it just with real estate, like, it's all about you got to be able to grind to be in real estate and put in the work. And if you can figure that out, and the beauty about where I'm at with trucking is, I'm in my office. That truck's my office.
24/7.
Yeah. I mean, literally literally 24/7. So I'm in that office and I don't have my two kids, my two dogs coming in and interrupting me, you know?
Maybe
Which
you even work more than
I-
some people.
I feel that it's so much more efficient because of what that has created. Because I don't have real life, like the life distractions. I'm able to be as efficient as you can possibly be. Like it's literally planned out in my Google Calendar, setting my appointments, like call after call, networking. And that's what I love. Like I live in chaos and I love it.
Huh.
Yeah. While I'm in Chicago. So
While you're in Chicago. What about when you're in Kansas?
anytime, it doesn't matter.
Anytime. So during all this time while you're just heading on the road, you make all these phone calls. Is that just contacting buyers and sellers, just approaching?
It's not. It's anybody. To be honest, I've made more connections with just people across the country in any other jobs or anything. It's just about connecting and how we can help each other out, you know? So it's a big thing of mine is I like to live by, and I think it's very important is just helping others, you know, helping each other out. And it's a very rewarding thing. So.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah. And that's why I love networking, you know, it's not about what's in it for me. It's just to get to know people, and you just never know how you're going to help somebody else or how they could help you. Might not be me. 9 times out of 10, it isn't, but I might know somebody that can help you and connect. It's about connecting each other.
Might be just my conclusion, but I think you're not afraid to call anyone.
No. Yeah. I'll talk to pretty much anyone.
Why is that?
It's just, I'm very driven at connecting. It's actually turned into a passion of mine. I didn't know I had that much. It's kind of funny on how life takes you and through paths, and it's kind of a new passion. I really enjoy connecting and networking and having a quick conversation. Or bad for some people, I'm a trucker. I get caffeinated and we can talk for hours. Sometimes you have to kick me off the phone, so I'll talk as much as you want.
But has this ever been a problem to you, or was this a skill that you? Well, I guess it is always a skill, right? You can always get better at calling the phone. But I mean, with regards to, was it hard to you to just, I have to call this person? What am I gonna say? Was it hard in the beginning?
Actually, that's a great question. I felt like I've always kind of had a gift to gab, I guess, you know. But when it first started, I think I got a little in my head and was a little nervous about making that call, and, you know, because it felt like a sales pitch, you know. Like I was thinking of it like that.
Guilty.
And yeah, you know, like, man, here I'm this insurance, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, so take that out of it. We're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, that's all you got to worry about. And it can be, I've had calls that are 5 minutes long because we found out that it just wasn't a good fit, you know? Like, I think that's a very important thing, is to get to that point in a career in your life that you got to recognize that time's valuable. Mm-hmm. Your time is valuable and their time's valuable. And you got to appreciate that and just make an honest decision at those times, you know? Don't be afraid to get up from a meeting at 30 minutes in and just say, you know, appreciate meeting you, and
this is not for me.
This isn't for me, you know? And that's business, and you got to have it like that.
So besides not being afraid to call anybody and just knowing that you need to value the other person's time, what are some other things that you think networking has drilled into your head and now are just core values or core things that you always do?
That's a good question, actually. I keep coming back. I just have this overall thing. Like, I'm just at a point in my life. I just really want to pay back and help people. And obviously that comes through, some sales and things like that. I'm not gonna lie, that there's that, but it's also, I have a lot of, what's the right word? I'm very proud and honored to be part of Special Olympics events. I'm getting involved with Big Brother, Big Sister program, just things that just pay back and help. I feel very passionate about that and just helping people succeed, and you just helping out society. I feel very passionate about that, honestly.
Passionate about helping.
Yep.
So real estate is just, it's a win-win. Or
I really do think so, and that's one. It's opened relationships and made made a lot of friends. You're going to make a lot of friends and meet and build relationships in this business, if you're all in. And it's just, you can never know enough people. So
you can never know enough people.
No,
Never.
ever. No. And that's what it is. It just gets so exciting. Is meeting people all over the world, I mean, take that back. I have a couple clients in Canada, so.
Wow. Calls?
Huh?
Calls? Did you call them?
No, actually, I went on a bear hunt and now they're my clients. So,
Oh.
yeah. So it's just you just never know where you're going to meet people. So, yeah.
What? Give me, I don't know, I might put you on the spot here, but 3 bullet points for your average teenager, your average 21, 22, 23, 20s person that is trying to expand their network.
Yeah.
Typically afraid of pick up the phone, afraid of just don't know quite yet how to start into the network.
Yeah. No, that's just do it. Just do it is all I can say I've done I've read a lot of books. I actually, that's one of my new things that I've done is I try to do a lot of self-improvement books. I try to do, obviously, business-related books. Just always expand and always learn, and just do it, because you got to embrace fear, and you got to embrace change. And to answer your question, is those young kids or young adults, just do it, man. Just get out there and meet people. And that's as simple as going to the park, going to the coffee shop, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been a teenager or 21, so I don't even know where they go anymore. But yeah, just get out there and meet people. Make a goal of, do baby steps. Make it a goal that you want to meet one new person every day. And after that, you got to be consistent, persistent, and build a habit. And after that becomes easy, then up it to 2 people every day, or so on and so forth. Could be as simple as that. Trust me, you're going to meet one person that you can say hi and have a conversation with, anywhere in your day,
Yeah.
unless you didn't leave your house,
Yeah.
I suppose.
And even though there's still social media, you could still meet someone.
It's literally the easiest time to ever meet somebody. Like, meeting people could be as simple as, like you said, social media, and making that friend request that we all get, and that's fine, because that's how
That's how we met.
That's how we met, and that's how connections are made. And I know some people beg on that, but I guess we just don't think the same.
Yeah.
That's fine, and that's totally fine. Everyone don't need to think the same. That's what makes us human, and that's cool. But don't be afraid to meet new people, because you just never know what is behind that door. So
That's really, really good advice.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, for everybody that is listening, I think it's a good time to wrap it up. But if you have any further questions, where can we contact you? Because I know you have a lot of land knowledge that we didn't get to.
Yeah,
step on.
absolutely. And just hit me up on my phone number, email, DM me, anything like that. Do you want me to say that, or we just put that in there? I don't know.
We can do both. But ideally, if I was looking to buy land, then at least I will get in a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Personally, I would.
Yeah. I mean, and absolutely, like, just call me and we'll sit down and have a conversation, discuss your goals, and go over where we're at and go from there. Go hunting.
Go hunting.
Go hunting.
Yeah.
That's what we do in Iowa. Go hunting. Everything's hunting.
You got to take me hunting one day.
Easy.
Easy?
Let's do it.
All right. He said it. He said he's going to do it. All right, guys. If you made it this far in this video, I know that you care about investing in real estate in general. It will really, really help us if you subscribe and hit the like button. But that'll be everything that we have for today. Thank you for watching this entire video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. See you, Jason. Thanks
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.